Hello everyone, I finally bring to you my perfume collection video, and I just filmed the Chanel Fall 2012 video, so I'm going to go ahead and upload that on Wednesday. But until then, today I'm going to briefly go over all the perfumes that I own, where I keep them in my room and all that, and at the end I'm going to show you my top 3 for the summer. So because I do have a lot to show you, let's get started right away. So first of all, let me just say I'm doing this handheld, so if there is a little bit of shaking, I do apologize. Let's get started with where I actually keep my perfumes. This is my main makeup cabinet, and it's from IKEA. It has 6 drawers or 7 drawers, I believe, and I just use the top white surface and I keep all my perfumes out of the sun. Obviously, you don't want any strong heat or sunlight to affect your perfumes, so I highly recommend you keep them in a cool, dry place as well. Let's start with the one in the back there. That is DKNY Delicious Apple, the red one. I bought that well, I didn't buy that. My grandfather bought that for me in high school, and though I rarely wear it, I keep it for keepsake, since it's a wonderful memento of my very first perfume. Next, I have 2 Serge Lutin. This one is Fleur d'Oranger, and this one is Cellophane. I love both of them. This one, the orange one, is a wonderful scent, but the problem with that is that occasionally I'll have a really bad day and it will smell awful on me. Most of the time when that happens, I combine it with the Cellophane, which is a much lighter, fresher fragrance. Next we have Jo Malone. That is the Nectarine Blossom, which is one of my all-time favorites. And besides that, I have Tresor Midnight Rose. Let me zoom in on the back ones. I really adore all of those, and I keep those as my sort of top shelf sort of perfumes. Starting in the middle here, we have the Lanvin Eclat d'Arpège, which I believe it's pronounced. I do apologize, my French isn't that great. So I love the bottle. It's a very light, airy scent. Next we have Dior Addict, and I think I had that one since high school too. I used to wear it a lot. It's a super fruity floral, and it's a very basic scent, nothing that I would actually repurchase. It was a gift. Next I have Aqua Joshua, and that one is such a nice summer fragrance. It's very minty, very fresh. It smells nothing like the male counterpart, but I do adore it, and a lot of girls do tend to wear that, so just keep that one in mind. Next we have the Tresor in Love, which is the original version of the Midnight Rose, and that one is a very sophisticated floral. It's not very sweet. Here we have one of my favorites that is mainstream. This is Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and it's a very spicy, very nighttime fragrance. I only wear this at night and in the winter. Next I have this one by Versace. It's called Pink Crystal, very grapefruity. A lot of girls love it. It's a very young, fresh scent. I also like to wear it in the summer. Next is my Dolce & Gabbana Rose the One, and that's another one of my very favorite perfumes. It is another fruity floral, and the rose is the predominant floral scent in the perfume, which is why I purchased it. Next, we have the Jo Malone Red Roses perfume, and that is one of my favorite rose scents. Now, some people don't like roses. Obviously, the most popular scent is vanilla, but I'm actually not a fan of vanilla-based scents. So if you have ever tried Tea Station's rose milk tea, with the black tea, not the green tea, this one smells just as that tea tastes. I know that's very strange for a description, but you must try it. I really love it. I really love how fragrant yet green the scent is. And actually my sister, she smells lychee or lychee, depending on however you choose to pronounce it. My best friend is Vietnamese and she pronounces it lychee. So there's that. Now before we get into my top 3 for summer, I'm just going to go over my body creams really quickly. The Jo Malone is so expensive, but the body cream is really nice. It gives the skin a nice sheen. This is my very favorite body cream, and I actually own the Nectarine and Blossom one. I actually pair it with the Red Roses as well if I feel like it. Next would be the Boots Nectarine Body Butter, and this one is a very basic body butter. It's a thicker consistency, the scent doesn't last as long, but it's nice on days where I'm not really going anywhere, so I don't want to use the Jo Malone. I'll just pair the Boots Nectarine Body Butter with the Jo Malone Nectarine Blossom and Honey scent. I keep this one on the box for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's because I just like the box. And I just like the change in elevation. That's why I keep most of my perfumes from short to tall, or just, you know, that's just how I like to organize my perfume. It's just a personal preference. But this is probably the most versatile since it has a very light fragrance. I can pair it with almost anything, and it's just very light and floral and airy, just in the same way that the Lanvin fragrance is. Now for one of my favorite body butters of all time. This is the Crème de Pistache by Laura Mercier, and I adore this. This is my favorite body butter that she makes because the scent is really light and I don't feel like it's overpowering. Even though I don't smell very well, a lot of her scents are very strong, especially if you put it all over your body. In fact, when I pair this body butter with the Lanvin perfume, this still outlasts the fragrance of these two, the other two combined. So that's how strong these Laura Mercier body butter scents are. But it is very moisturizing and it's great for dry skin. And last but not least is my holiday traditions, Pink Sugar Plum. Next year I will buy more of this body cream. It is a very strong, fruity yet floral scent, and I just love how it smells like plums, but a very sweet plum, yet balanced by just enough floral. So I like to pair that one with my more summery scents like these two in the front. So that's my little wrap up of the collection. And now we'll discuss further my top 3 favorite scents for the summer. So now for my first of the top 3. I'll do my favorite at the very end. So the one that I've been wearing a lot of this summer has been the Aqua Joshua, and this launched, I believe, earlier this year. It's a really great fragrance for women, and again, it smells nothing like the male counterpart. It has top notes of mint and brown sugar, so it's a very unique fragrance in my opinion. I've never really run into anything quite like this. I think the bottle is a little uncomfortable to travel with, so I always decant, but I do like that it does last throughout the entire day. On me, this wears pretty well, and it actually dries down to a more fresh scent than a sweet scent, so you can smell the brown sugar for the first hour or so, and then after I just get a really clean, fresh scent. It's not soapy either. Now for my Lanvin fragrance. My sister actually introduced this to me. This is her signature perfume, and it has on the bottle a daughter and a mother holding each other. And I actually really like the packaging of this perfume, even though it is another bulky one to travel with. The Giorgio Armani is very straightforward, right? But this, they actually have 2 wedding bands held at the base and a topaz stone at the top. I think it's just a really cleverly packaged perfume, very much in the essence of Lanvin. So you just pull that off and then you get just the nozzle. So this perfume I think is 1.7 ounces. Excuse me, it's actually 3.3 fluid ounces. So this is the larger bottle. The regular one has 1.7, so it's a lot more affordable. I purchased this at Nordstrom, and it was a special set, so it came with the perfumed body lotion and the shower gel. I gave the shower gel to my sister, but the perfumed body lotion really helps the scent last longer. I love wearing this during the day, but unlike the Giorgio Armani Aqua Joshua, it doesn't last throughout the day. This only lasts on my particular skin about 4 hours, and it will be different for everyone because the odds are our body chemistries are not alike. Now, I do have a problem with getting scents to last, which is always why I try to pair my perfumes with some sort of perfumed body lotion. But sometimes I don't feel like just smelling of lilac. This is a very light scent, so it has lemon and white lilac. I smell those the most. Some people smell the lemon a lot, and I wish I actually smelled the lemon more. Again, this is not a very powdery or soapy smell when it dries down, just like the Aqua Joshua. So in that, again, they have more similarities. But the Aqua Joshua is definitely more sweet, whereas this one is more floral. And that's why sometimes I pair it with my Hane Mori. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I do apologize. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But this body cream is also very floral, but just a touch sweet. So it gives this a little bit more balance. And layering them together, I first put the body cream around my neck and around my chest, and then I go ahead and spritz this right at the collarbone. The layering of these two scents really brings out the freshness of it, so I get less of the lemon, but sometimes it's nice to have a really florally scent. It's very sophisticated, so I do highly recommend this one, and thank you, my sister, for introducing me to this. A lot of girls love this fragrance too. Now last, but definitely not least, my favorite perfume for this summer. This is the Red Roses Cologne by Jo Malone, and I have been wearing this a lot. Again, it smells of rose black tea, if you've ever had that, and I purchased the smaller bottle. I forget how much this has. I think it's just 1 fluid ounce, and it's much more economical to buy the larger bottle that I showed previously in the collection, the Nectarine Blossom and Honey version. But I like to carry this around with me because, again, this one only lasts about 6 hours. So I get the shortest wear out of the Lanvin and the most wear out of the Giorgio Armani. But because I love this scent so much, I don't mind respraying it. It smells so sweet, but floral, and again, this is like some sort of a pattern. These days I've been really loving the sweet florals, and usually I mostly like spicy scents, but sometimes in the summer, I think spicy overwhelms people that you're standing next to, especially strangers, you know? So it's always good to be considerate of when you're at an event. The Lanvin is probably the one that I find the safest to wear all year round at any event. Sometimes I think people might find the Aqua Joshua a little sweet or a little, you know, maybe even soapy to other noses that are really sensitive. So I just find that the Red Roses smells very ladylike, and even though it's not as safe as the Lanvin, it still smells really good. So I like to pair it with something a little sweeter, and together they work really well. It does tone down the sophistication of the Red Roses, but I think in the summer during the day that's perfect. So I definitely recommend these two, and if you can get your hands on this or stock up during the winter when you can, I highly recommend this even for all year round, as much as it might be labeled a holiday tradition. So thanks so much for tuning in and listening to my boring ramble about perfume, but I highly recommend you check out my top 3 favorites for this summer. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.